what did you call this again? The position?
The ass out position.
The ass out position. Look like this. Look like this.
Yeah.
The ass out position. Man, what? It's like twerking.
You fucked it up.
Oh, you fucked it up.
That was
No,
like
man.
skydiving.
It's not a contortionist.
I changed the position doesn't mean I fucked it up. You know what I'm saying?
You fucked
it up.
You
fucked up. You
You
fucked
guys
up.
need to explore a little, man.
What have you... explain your exploration, Ivy.
Explain.
I cannot.
Explore a little and tell us.
Like, tell us.
Then I will. I'll explore a little bit more.
So welcome back to the Bastards Council, week 39! I
usually use it up for that.
I see.
What's going on, guys?
Well, I don't remember. Actually, there was something I wanted to talk. Oh yeah, we were talking about Uber.
Ubsers.
And you were a supporter of Uber, and now you're upset at Uber.
I'm not upset at Uber.
What happened?
You're upset at Uber because I was saying how
I still support the idea.
I was saying how my rating has gone down, and I need to get it up a little, and I have 4.79.
Mine was down too, but I'm at 4.96. But I was
they
always,
rate you as well as a
They've
client?
always done, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so I was at 5 forever. I had like 30 rides, 5, and the last one, which was like 4 or 5 months ago, I took an Uber. I kind of vaguely remember. I didn't say anything. I don't usually say anything. I got like a 4.96. Now that means the guy gave me like a 4 or something. I don't
You're
know what.
a boring customer.
That's fucking horse shit, man. I paid the guy. I didn't cause any trouble. Give me the fucking 5.
That should be a 5.
Because like I understand if it really has no like bearing on it. It's just like you're a shitty person to drive with. But you can get banned from that shit, right?
Yeah.
And the reason I'm having an issue with this is refer to Black Mirror episode 1 of season 3 where everything is rated. That changed my fucking life, man. I don't want that type of life. So, like, Uber running like that, or you were saying where it's 4.75 for the driver below that?
Yeah, but if
like,
he gets below 4.75, Uber, like, they have to go to the Uber office and tell him to fix that. Like,
yeah, you have to fix
improve
that.
your soft skills.
Be a nicer person. Be
Yeah.
like... Just, don't forget about driving or getting there on time.
Or else you lose your Uber thing.
Yeah, you have to be a fucking waiter and a maitre d' all the time and be like, oh, look,
Yeah, but
come in, here's
That's
some
not
candy.
what Uber is supposed to be, man. Yeah, if you're a Uber client, if you shut up and just get to destination B, and if you're the driver and you shut up and you get that person to B, that should be a 5
That's it,
ways,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Because a big complaint about, like, taxi drivers was that they were... I mean, you had taxi drivers that were nice. But you also had taxi drivers that were just like no customer service skills at all.
Okay,
like, they'll be on the phone yelling at their girlfriend or whatever.
But
I
will always give a 5-star to a driver who doesn't like if I have a question, I'll ask and he'll answer it. That's one thing. But if he's just not saying anything, I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
So you don't shoot the shit with the driver?
No,
I do.
I don't know
I shot
these
the shit
people.
with the driver coming.
Half of them can't even speak either language.
You're just not a good person.
No,
Well,
I
it
am
is awkward, man. I kind of
How
relate
is it awkward? I spoke with this guy.
No, but when I go to have my haircut, my hairdresser, like sometimes I'm there like, last time we talked a lot and we have fun. This time not say anything. It's awkward. I should say something. Fact, ton été, ça va bien. You know, like, so, I don't know, man.
Well,
I don't feel forced to talk to the taxi driver. You know, like, it's,
I don't care to do it. I don't
Actually,
know.
I
I don't feel forced either. It's just in me.
Okay, you do it,
It's
but I
just in
shouldn't
me.
get a 4-star rating because I kept my fucking mouth shut and sat still.
I don't know what caused me to get a lower rating, but I'm pretty sure it must
probably
be.
talk too much.
Like, what if
No,
the driver?
no. There were some times where I didn't say anything.
What if the driver isn't interesting to me? That's why you're driving Uber, right? You're not fucking interesting. So I'm kidding, but I really don't care to talk to somebody. If they have an interest that like, hey, were you just there? I'll talk to them. I won't just be like, oh, I don't care to. But
You drive, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But you know, like, and the guy was not the guy today, but an Uber driver I had yesterday or whenever it was. He was saying how if you're as like the Uber user, not the driver. If your rating, the lower it gets, like if you end up having like exhausted, you get banned as a user. Let's say you have a 2-star. He's like, no, users will never get banned. You can always use the service. However, a driver can easily cancel if he sees that you're a 2-star or
That's
whatever.
fine.
And also, but let's say he doesn't. Let's say you're a 3 or whatever. Well, who's the people that have like higher stars will get the Ubers closer to them when they confirm, and then the one with the lower will get the Ubers further away. So the shittier you are as a person, the shittier service you're gonna get.
Well, I kind of agree with that.
It becomes a vicious circle, though,
Okay.
because then he's probably gonna get more.
I
and more.
agree, but it's up to the whim of the person who owns the car to rate you. It's not just like a service of like, hey, did you cause any trouble? No. Did you were you obnoxious in the car? No. If you were just quiet and sitting there and you kept your fucking mouth shut, you're still not obligated to get a 5-star.
No, you know what it is?
They probably have a screening process internally. There's probably some users that are getting kicked out, right? Like a 3 out of 5. I mean, depends on how many.
Like, I think the rating
you said,
system,
it's up to the driver.
I think
to
the
say,
rating
"Go
system
ahead."
only really works if you're being a piece of shit.
No, but you know what? I think it depends on the characters, right? Maybe some drivers don't want somebody to talk to them, right? So they might think this guy talks too much. Like maybe they think I talk too much. I don't know, and then they'll rate me wrong. But then it could be the total opposite. A sociable Uber driver might expect like their driver.
I know,
their
I
thing.
get it,
So,
but
it could be that.
all fucking drivers would have to understand that I'm not there to socialize. I'm there to get a fucking ride, and that's the whole point. If you're rating me because I didn't fucking talk to you because you're an uninteresting fucking prick, then I don't give a fuck. You give me that
How do you
5-star.
know
I
if he's
paid
interesting
you
if you don't even want to talk to him?
because it's the rate of response and how they respond. All right.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, ever since we're children, our parents would say, "Don't talk to strangers." So why would I talk to this fucking? You know what I'm saying?
It's
I'm
just the way
already
people
scarred.
respond.
If I didn't talk to strangers, you think I would have met you guys? No.
You didn't. You were very quiet towards me for years
I
until
changed
we
my
went out.
everything, man.
Years. I know. I only like 2012.
Yeah,
it was only
all
till
right.
like 2015.
That's not
that
a
we're
lot
like,
of years.
It was 3 years before we actually spoke about something.
Well, no.
Yes.
Because I remember there was one time you came to my place with, I don't remember who, and we were talking about Marilyn Manson for some reason.
I can't remember this.
Yeah, this was like the very first time you came to my place, and it was a full year before we actually started hanging out.
Okay.
Was it the time we went to see Serge and you came back with somebody else? And
Yeah,
you
it
were
might have been
sitting
that,
on the
actually.
couch
Oh,
and
okay,
we were
that was-
I remember because I was
But that was
putting Marilyn Manson
2015.
videos on your TV.
That
think
was
that's what you're talking
2015
about.
No,
though.
2015.
That was
really?
100% 2015. Winter 2015. It was the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I must have been in the winter.
Yeah,
But wait. Oh, no, wait. You're thinking of the dude's night.
Yeah, at Seychelles.
So
yeah.
this is even before that.
I can't remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, regardless,
Anyways, yeah.
the whole point is, like, I'm not taking Uber to fucking meet friends or to have a good conversation with
Well, I'm not
somebody.
meeting friends either with
Right.
Uber.
I'm just saying, if the guy is driving correct, if he just follows the rules, if he speeds a little bit, I don't give a flying fuck. If he just doesn't put my life in danger, you're getting a 5-star,
Exactly.
bud. Like, that's
Like,
it. If your
just-
car doesn't smell like shit, you're getting a 5-star.
I've had Uber drivers negotiate with me like with stars.
Really?
It's like, yeah, he's like, so if I give you a 5 stars, will you give me 5 stars? That's
amazing.
If I ever have to take Uber again, the first thing I'm going to do is sit down and is like, listen, I don't really like talking that much to you people I don't know. So
Yeah.
5-star you, 5-star me, we're good, right? That's it. Because, but the reason I have a problem with that rating system now is specifically because of Black Mirror. Yes, it's a TV show, but looking at the way it could go, not that I think
get
it will.
No, I
but-
understand. And then remember we had an incident in Washington D.C. with
Yeah,
Val
with
saying,
that.
I get that. No, I understand. But Black Mirror, like, okay, you're comparing something like an overall lifestyle
But I can
compared
see
to
that
like
happen.
one service.
But
no, and I
okay,
understand
but
what you're saying.
The service gets as big as it could eventually get. It could influence other markets with that, with like the whole ride sharing thing. And sharing is like a big thing that everyone wants to do for the next 10 20 years.
Lyft is coming now.
Lyft, yeah, but Lyft has been around for a while.
Yeah, but it's coming
The problem
here.
I have with it is basic. Like, personalities do clash. There's never been any point in history where humans have gotten along with 100% of people. Armin, everyone loves Armin, and there's people who don't like Armin either.
There's people that don't like me.
And especially me. So
Oh, yeah, I can understand.
you can understand that.
Like, I
Like,
fucking
but
hate
personalities clash, right?
Don't you hate this guy?
There are people who fucking love me, and then at the other end, people
I'll
are
give him
fucking
a
hate me.
4-star.
Oh, yeah, 3.9.
It's a thing, you see.
Yeah.
You give me the rating. If it's a personality clash, you shouldn't have a rating there. The rating should purely be based on how you were
Really?
in the car. Yes.
Really? So if let's say you get in the car, but you're being a fucking dick.
That's another
That's a
story.
different story.
That's
yeah.
personality, though.
No. That's
That's
being that's
personality.
not having respect for
It's
the
been a
person giving you a
disturbance.
service.
Yeah, he's disturbing the work environment, so that you should have a lower rating.
Yeah,
That's for
if you're like causing damage to his car, or you're spewing out a whole bunch of shit, like, or doing drugs in the car, I'd understand that rating. That's what it would be made for. But if I'm just sitting there not talking and just waiting for it to get home, that doesn't justify giving me a lower than a high rating, because this shit actually does
Yeah,
matter.
Like, just take my example from the hairdresser. You know, like, don't judge. No product today. But when I go, what matters is if I think my hair looks good after, not if she talked to me. You know,
Yeah,
like,
I really don't fuck. I don't go to these places to socialize.
Yeah.
I socialize at like bars and with friends and shit. That's the whole point of it. I'm getting a service. That's why I'm there. If there was not that service offered, I would not be there to see you. So that's the whole point of why I'm saying, like, I'm not anti-Uber. I think the service is fantastic, and I think it should be looked at for all of, especially Montreal's taxis. However, I don't like that the system is up to the person who's driving you to if he wants, he can be a complete fucking dick and start giving you ones.
Oh yeah, and apparently there's been like this guy, the Uber driver I took from I was in St. Leo on Thursday, and he was talking to me about how he got people, you know, and like for no reason, like everything was chill in the car, and when the guy leaves the car, and so he puts him a 5-star, and that guy puts him a 1-star. Now, as an Uber driver, apparently you can change your rating after. So what he did, he's just like, he saw that. He's like, oh, really? So he put him a 1-star after. But he said, if you want to be a dick to an Uber driver, don't do the 1-star right away, because I'll know it was you. Like, who else would have rated me right now? Wait a couple of days, then do it. Then I won't have any idea who it is that gave me that 1-star. So yeah, anyways. But he's like, he's had people for no reason whatsoever give him a 1-star. He's like, but I was chill. I was talking. Like I didn't say anything wrong. There was nothing that indicated that I offended him in any way.
Like I was in that car. To ruin my perfect rating. Yes, it's 4 points on like 1,000. Yeah. But it's still the fact that I didn't do anything wrong. I sat in his car. I didn't smell like shit. I didn't look like shit. I didn't look fucking homeless. All I did was stay in the car and keep my mouth fucking shut. I wasn't even on my phone.
He didn't like guys with long hair.
You see that, and you could be fucking like that too. You could be prejudiced against people and ruin their rating. I don't like that system. Yes, it makes sense on paper, but in reality, personalities do clash, and there are prejudices to people who the long hair thing probably is this guy looks too fucking pretty. He's not a real man.
It's why I wear my hair in a bun at work.
I do that too.
Yeah, I know, but
people
you can't really tell
you can be prejudiced to that too.
Yeah, I know. People hate man buns. I know.
So
that's for sure.
Black Mirror is like one of my favorite shows of all time because of the way it made me look at things modern day. I was for that rating. I thought it was great until I actually saw what it could do. Someone doesn't if you're not uber fucking happy all the time, you might
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
But
if you're not super happy all the time, someone could rate you as like, oh, I didn't like that interaction with him. Yes, it is the most extreme version of where life can go, but that's the point to show you where things can go if you let it go out of control. So that's why I'm not anti-Uber. I'm anti the system Uber runs, and if I don't have to use Uber, I will not.
It's fucking hot in here.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just made a comment. But yeah.
I didn't know they were rating me as well. I should check that out.
Yeah, check
it out.
You could see it because before the only way to check, you had to actually go on the site and log in. Okay. You couldn't check through the app. Now you can check.
Who does that now? Go to a site and log in.
Yeah, I know.
That's your cell phone.
So my mother got an iPhone, for her first iPhone ever. And she's like, oh, I like it, whatever. And I'm like, wait. She goes on Facebook, but she goes on Facebook through Safari. I'm like, okay, let me show you something. You're gonna like this a lot more. I downloaded the Facebook app. I downloaded a bunch of apps that even for online banking. She was going to rbc.com. I'm like, no, TD Bank, So I'm like, get the TD Bank app. Get this. And I was like, I love it. It's so good. It's so much better. I don't never have to go on the computer anymore. I never have to go in the browser. I'm like, apps are really
it's better. Crazy. Every time I go on Facebook on my laptop, it's like, fuck, it's so different. I'm not used to it.
I hate it at work. I hate it when I work.
I love the laptop for the versatility of what I can do.
Yeah, I know.
I can't do everything on my phone.
That's I
do like it better, but it kind of if I forgot it exists, because I'm always.
Oh no, I like for guitar, like writing guitar stuff. And
well, that's what I was gonna say for specific stuff.
Yeah,
like music, video editing,
Facebook here,
whatever. Yeah, no, everyday stuff. Like the phone or your iPad just seems so much more useful.
Yeah,
it is.
More easy,
It is easier for that stuff.
Yeah.
My parents both have iPhones, but they don't have Facebook, no social media, nothing. I think the only thing they have is LinkedIn, and that was just because of work.
Right.
And my mother's very good with banking. My parents are very good with banking and stuff. And they didn't really have the Scotiabank app, and at least I don't think so. And I asked them why. She's like, there's no. Why would I do that? I can just go on the computer. To me, it's like, but it's so easy.
It's so much easier.
You sign in with your fingerprint and everything. Like to go to the computer, I have to go to the open up a browser, open up this, sign in, look for that stuff. This is like 5 seconds. I'm already in and transferring money. Or whatever.
And it can save you.
But I've been saying, like for a while now, like I find apps are better than the sites themselves. Not because it's on the phone. Just I find it's just more
intuitive.
Yeah, more intuitive.
It is.
Account balance. This. What
You get far more.
Just
you get far more control.
Apps in general. Yeah.
You get far more control on a browser because it's just a plethora of options.
Yeah.
That's cool. But for like the things that most people go to, definitely the app. Yeah, it's so easy.
Guys, the convenience of it, man. Once I was at Starbucks and I used the Starbucks app to pay, so I didn't have my wallet on me. I figured I'm going to Starbucks. So I go to Starbucks. My balance like at 26 cents. I was like, fuck. So then I didn't have my card number on me or anything. But through the app, I was able to take my PayPal, transfer money to the app, then pay my coffee. You know,
nice.
Like just for that moment, like for the first time, I was like, shit, I was able to.
One of the cool things, like Cineplex, they have their own app and their own like point system. So I haven't bought like a movie or through without an app for years because it's just so easy. I can buy it, set the tickets, reserve, go there.
Cineplex has an app?
Yeah, you
scan
scan
it.
it.
Fuck, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I never thought checking.
You look for the movie and you could save your favorite theaters because like I go to the one in Brossard.
I hate their fucking site. Whether it's on the computer
sucks, man. But the app is really cool. The app's
that's
really
cool.
good.
I gotta do that.
Very fast. You log in and you can log in points every time you buy. You get the Cineplex points. So I am with Scotiabank, so I automatically get points every time I spend money. And you could, it gives you a whole bunch of options to pay. You can pay through PayPal. You can set up your credit card there. You can pay with points. You can pick your seat on the phone. It's so fast. In 5 minutes, I'm done. The only time I really go on the site is to just, because the phone only shows you the movies that are in the next 2 weeks. The site will show you movies in the next month or something.
Speaking of movies, you saw it?
I'm going to see it tonight.
Me too. I'm going tonight.
I haven't seen it yet. I'll probably see it next week or maybe the week.
Yeah, I can't. Erica wants to see it.
It's funny. It's Rosemary that brought it up this morning at breakfast. I want to see it. Like,
you guys have seen the original?
Yeah.
No, I never have seen the original. I love clowns though. So
right. I don't know. Like I want to know. I mean, I haven't seen the original since I was a kid, and I remember it was like a 2 or 3 part series. Like I remember there's like when they're kids and then when they're adults, and like I specifically remember like scenes like the drain scene and stuff. Like I remember being like a kid and being like washing my face in the sink and having my eyes and like I want to open my eyes because I don't know what's in that fucking drain. You know, like I was like afraid of shit like that.
So like I grew up.
Fly that had that effect on me, man. You know when he loses nails, starting
and in the ear when he's sitting at the table.
Fly that changed my life, man. So I go to the mirror, I was like, the fly. Imagine, man.
Oh, one thing that did like make me change driving habit was Final Destination, I think 3 with the logs on the truck.
No, that's the second one.
Was the second one? Yeah, that one I was like, I can't drive behind these things anymore.
These movies are amazing.
Every time I'm behind, like when we're in a car and I see those trucks like
the logs,
whatever it is, even whether it's logs
or it's just carrying something.
Just carrying something, right? I'm like, this is not good.
Yeah.
Move to the left lane or right lane or something.
That's actually that scenario where like the logs fall off of a truck is what they used to show the autonomous vehicles having to make a decision because it's like, hey, this thing could still snap. There's no computer holding it.
Yeah, it's true, man. These movies are awesome, man. I remember I saw the one in 3D in theaters, man. I was fucked up. Yeah. Final Destination, man. They're good to make you stress about life.
Yeah,
it's true, man.
100%. And it's like if you escape death, it's going to come back for you, you know, kind of thing. And actually, there was something interesting. 9/11. So there was someone that was supposed to, I don't know if he was supposed to be on the plane that crashed into the Trade Center, or if he was supposed to be in the Trade Center or whatever. That day just didn't go, like, oh, that's it. He was supposed to be on the plane, missed his flight. I think it was like a month or 2 later, took a flight. And that flight went down and died. So it's like
Seth MacFarlane was also supposed to be on the flight that hit 9/11, but he was so hungover he missed it. So like he saved his own life.
Didn't come for him.
But death didn't come for him. In fact, it made him like famous.
And then that's how he got famous?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was just because he was alive, so we can push Family Guy more and get it to where he is now.
And there was one guy that his wife calls him just to see if he's okay, and he answers the phone, and she's like, "You're okay?" And he's like, "Yeah." "Did you go to work?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm at work." She's like, "What do you mean you're at work? A plane crashed into both buildings." Like, and it basically turns out he was cheating.
Oh no!
Oh man, what a way to find out.
I know, it's so fucked up.
Probably worked at his benefit though. It's like, well, you thought I was gonna die, so you really want to?
Do you believe in second chance?
Oh shit! I emailed. I don't know if I keep bringing this up, but I was reading an article because on my phone I get the Google little search bar and it gives me like trending things that I like to look at. So it was Business Insider who was talking about how Trump is setting regulations for autonomous cars.
Oh yeah,
I think is good.
What is
but they're
autonomous
loosening
car?
it though, like making it more.
I think, well, from what I understood in that article, it was they were putting acting regulations on there.
What are that? What is that?
So like the government will have to regulate how autonomous vehicles are come out into the public. They can't just
What's
can't
autonomous vehicles?
the ones that
self-driving
will drive
cars.
Self-driving cars.
Oh, okay.
So I was reading this, and she's like, the whole thing was like, this is too dangerous to not let regulation is good, but it has to be good regulation, and this is like going to cause far more deaths by people dying. There's like 40,000 people who die every year from car deaths. So I was like, I emailed her, and I was like, okay, I understand where you're going with this, fine, but would you let your child be in a self-driving car unsupervised? If the answer is anything other than yes, then there needs to be regulation. And I guarantee you, man, like I said before on this podcast and to other people, we can't get phones to communicate 100% of the time with other phones. Why do you think a computer program in a car that is far, far more complex will react 100% of the time right now? I'm not saying...
Maybe not right now, but
I
don't
know.
you think they will...
Maybe eventually, but it'll never be 100%.
I don't know.
But I think right now there needs to be regulation for how it's tested.
Well,
I'm still in the group that it's gonna work only for all the cars are like that.
It won't matter, man.
But here's what I was gonna say. Like, the difference between getting the cars to communicate and let's say our phones properly is it's not a matter of life and death with our phone.
Right.
And so there might really be a lot more vigorous testing, and
but that's the thing. Elon Musk wants to push out his cars now, and his own computer engineers are saying it's not ready.
What do you think of the? Is it the Class 3? No, what's it called?
The Model 3?
The Model 3. The
cheapest
the
one.
cheapest
yeah.
one.
What do I think of it?
Yeah.
It's just another Tesla with a battery.
No, but I mean, like, do you find it nice? Do you find? Okay.
I think they're nice cars, but they're not like, I'm not jumping at the chance to drive one.
No, not to drive one. Let's say you were in the market for a car.
Yeah.
Money was not the option, and you wanted. Okay, and like, but you didn't want to spend too much, but you wanted a Tesla. Would you go for the Model 3? And would you think the dash is ugly, or would you think like? Because I heard some people say like, oh, the dash is ugly.
First off,
I don't give a shit.
I think
want a nice
all
dash.
the dashes are ugly in Teslas. Okay. I don't give a. So it has a
even the
giant ass
top-
fucking screen. I don't give a fuck. I'm not looking at the screen while I drive. That's not the point. Like, if I was in the market for an electric car, I would not look at Tesla. There are other options out there, and for a better price and probably a better range. So Nissan's new Leaf has better range. I'd probably the Volkswagen Golf EV. It's nice. It's the same car I have, except it's just electric. I would miss driving manual, but if I'm not against electric cars. It's just the fact that everyone thinks that Tesla's the only one making electric cars.
They're not the only one.
They're not, and they weren't the first ones either.
But they seem to have something.
They have the edge.
They have
this
Apple.
edge.
They have an
Yeah.
Apple marketing thing,
Yeah.
and that's
probably
basically what it is because they're not the innovation in that stuff. It's across the board the same, and like Mercedes is coming into it, BMW is coming into it. BMW's supercar is an electric vehicle, and nobody talks about that. If money wasn't an option,
it's not a general market car. You know, like the
No,
thing
it's
about
expensive,
Tesla is
yeah.
that they're like the premium electric cars, but now they're
For the
going
general market.
Yeah, exactly for
But-
the general
okay,
market.
but
So
a
I think that's why
premium-
they have the edge because everyone's gonna see them as a premium, but now they're gonna.
okay, but
they have a car
BMW
that's
has
more in the-
a premium electric car, which is beautiful, but nobody talks about it. It's fucking amazing.
You know what I think? I think the people that want to spend money on the electric car, the ones that let's say have
They
a lot of
want a
money,
Tesla,
they
yeah.
probably don't want. Like they probably look at it and like why? So they go with a
looking at like
Tesla.
forums and comments from people who are heavily for electric cars and hate internal combustion engines, they have this echo chamber of Tesla is the good guy and all the other car companies are bad, regardless of whether they put out EVs. They're just trying to make money. However, Elon Musk is only trying to make money. He co-created PayPal. Don't put him as a messiah. I had this conversation with the guitarist of Car Chaos on Facebook, and he said the things that I was saying actually made him realize that, yeah, there is a sort of messiah complex with Tesla and Elon Musk. And not that he thinks that anything's bad, that people have to look at both sides of the coin here, and that it's not all just amazing and that they're trying to help people. They aren't. They're trying to make money. Or else they would make a car that's $20,000.
Right, but I think isn't he involved with other projects
Space.
outside
At the
yeah,
same
space.
time.
So yeah, exactly. So if he might be taking money from the Tesla car division to put it into the SpaceX
To go to fucking Mars.
well, look, he's ambitious.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
but
I'm saying
I
he's
get
taking.
it.
If he could take money from there to put it there, to accomplish his goal.
Dude,
But
that's why,
what does that benefit the planet by going to Mars?
'cause look at what's going on.
But
Well, I
Mars
mean,
is
North
dead.
Korea, man.
Mars is dead.
But listen, it's I know like what's going on the Earth. It's pretty fucked up, right? But I cannot go deep into the subject. But I mean, to have a guy that wants to do space exploration, for me, it's amazing. Because every time I look at the sky, man, I'm fucking.
Okay.
It's beautiful, but I'm clueless about it.
I'm not anti-space exploration. There's a lot of cool shit there. What I'm
Yeah.
anti is trying to fucking terraform Mars, which is it's a corpse. It's like instead of fixing the body that you're sick in, you're gonna say, well, I'm just gonna reanimate this dead body and put my consciousness in.
Oh, that's coming.
Fine, but why don't you just fix your own sick body then? Go to the gym, fucking quit everything that you're doing that's bad. Instead of fucking like, let's go to Mars and do the same shit there.
It's too late, Vin.
It's not too late.
Too late.
It's not too
too
late. It's
late.
like
It's a science. Don't you? I mean, you watched enough science fiction.
I have.
It's
and
too late
it's
for
like,
Earth.
It's like Neil deGrasse Tyson said about Interstellar.
Have you
He's
watched
like,
The Island?
Have you watched Interstellar?
I love Interstellar.
Okay,
I like that
loved
concept.
Interstellar.
Yeah.
But Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about. He's like, most of the science in that movie is actually true. But one thing he had a gripe with was, if we can go to through a black hole into a different part of the universe where there's a planet there, why can't we just fucking fix the planet? All it was it wasn't growing. Try growing some new shit. He said that. He's like, we could do that. It's easier to fix the planet than go somewhere else. And the problem, that's Elon Musk is spreading himself super thin with SpaceX and Tesla. But Tesla isn't the only option out there, and that's the problem I have. You're turning them into this messiah complex, and it's not doing anything good. Like, Nissan Leaf is a cheaper version, and you get better mileage, better range.
Do you really want to have a car that's called a Leaf?
Do you really
Yeah,
want to
but
call it
it's
called
like
a S3X?
That sounds cool.
You say it perfectly before.
You have an
right? It's
S8.
You say it perfectly. It's like the iPhone, you know, like it's like Tesla would compare it is the iPhone of the electric cars.
Right, but in marketing purposes only. Because Apple has, and at least in the past, done things. They did implement things that were better.
Yeah.
Well,
I wouldn't say that today.
That's when they had what's his name?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Now
But
with Tim Cook, they're followers.
Tesla stuff isn't the better version of all the electric cars. It isn't. It's the same stuff, just on a premium. It looks nice to you. I get it.
iPhone.
And the problem, but iPhone in the past was the better version phone. Now with the iPhone 8 and whatever, really don't see. It's not the top of anything. Maybe the camera now, but that will be out in a couple months. What I'm trying to say is, Tesla isn't the end all be all of the most high end tech that will work. It's not done better than every other company. They don't have the.
It's just more accessible, maybe.
It's not even more accessible. To get a
35K car.
Yeah, but you can't just go to a dealer and pay and
I
pay
get it.
You have to order it and you have to put money down. It's not like going to a Nissan and then having it subsidized over months of monthly payments without any money down. You just get it.
So you're saying that the Nissan Leaf, performance-wise, it's at the same level as the Model 3?
Depending, because the bigger the battery, the more range you have.
I know, but if we leave,
Yes, if you take everything else out, yes. And the second
okay.
gen is coming out. And the Volkswagen Golf isn't as good as the Leaf,
How
but
many
I'm a
kilometers
Volkswagen
can
guy.
you do?
Sorry?
Well, how many
I'm not
kilometers
sure. I
can you do in
think
one charge?
they usually say it in miles, around like 250,
How
260.
long is a charge?
It's about, it's in miles. So it's like...
No, I mean, how long does it take to charge?
I'm not exactly sure. I
Because-
think I've heard 5 or 6.
Yeah,
I've
they
heard
have
3 or
different
4.
Here's the thing,
charge.
okay? Think about us, how we do long road trips.
Yeah.
Now imagine, like,
You can't do long road trips right now.
yeah, because
You
that's
have
what I
to
was
wait
gonna
more.
say.
On your road trip where I'm gonna stop to charge the car,
Yeah,
you know?
but when you stop to charge,
You have to
like,
wait hours.
You're
Exactly.
waiting a few
So-
hours, so like the
guy
maybe
who-
excellent time won't work anymore.
The guy who invented the lithium-ion battery that we have in all of our phones created the next version, that solid-state lithium-ion battery, where he says it's far safer, it won't explode, and you can charge it in 30 seconds. Completely charged. Now,
30 seconds.
it's super amazing. Check it out. I'll see if we can put a link to it. The guy who invented the first one that we have in all of our phones invented this one. He says you have to get rid of those old ones. Those are dangerous.
Yeah, they're also aren't they bad for the environment too?
Well,
Like,
all batteries are going to be bad for the environment. You have to mine certain things to get them out.
I think lithium can be recycled if I'm not.
Admittedly, I'm not.
Anyways, I'm not 100% sure about that.
So
either.
the next battery, if you can scale that up to cars, it would be comparable to just putting gas in your car. And you could fast charge it and get it done in 30 seconds a minute. That makes more sense. Like I said, a lot of people will think that I'm anti-electric. I'm not. I think I'm going to miss out on the driving experience that I have with revving an engine and shifting gears. That's me. But I'm not anti-electric. Not at all. What I'm anti is the push for self-driving cars before shit is ready. Cameras today are still racist as fuck. Do you know that?
Racist?
Yeah. Okay, so
Cameras.
They have a hard time differentiating contrast between white people and black people. And you can see YouTube videos about this. Some cameras aren't at that level where they can 100% differentiate between contrast. Tesla had an accident last year where it hit a truck. And they said it was driver error, and to a degree, maybe 75% of it was because there were sensors going off saying he shouldn't be doing that, and he ignored them. But the camera couldn't differentiate a truck moving in front of it from a white truck and the white background of the sky. You see where it can't differentiate the contrast. The cameras aren't yet good enough for that.
Oh, no shit. After you said that, like
but those are the things people aren't looking at. They just think, oh, the computers are faster reaction time and everything. Those are safer. We need those now. But the rest of the technology that makes it work isn't there yet. Like,
hasn't caught up.
It hasn't caught up.
Everything's got to be on rail, man. That's the only way.
So I don't understand why. If you're really for this, look into it and see that it's not 100% perfect. And if Tesla's own computer engineers are saying it's not ready yet, why does Elon Musk want to push it out so bad? It's not safer if it fucking fails. It just isn't. Look at planes. Yes, there are long spans of time where there's no plane accidents. But when there fucking is, everyone dies. See what I mean?
But there's a lot less plane accidents.
Right, but when there is, it's catastrophic, and then there's a fucking investigation that takes months, and people sue the company everywhere, left and right. When there's an inevitable accident that happened with a self-driving car, what happens? Who does the insurance give the money to? Do you even need insurance? Are you going to sue the company? All these variables.
They're going to find a way.
What about if they made?
They haven't found a way with planes.
What about if they made an electric car that's manual? Would you like that?
Yeah, fucking A, dude. I would love that. And they do have some for the Formula E. They have 2 or 3 gears.
Yeah, it's true.
I'd be totally cool with that.
No? Yeah.
For driving enthusiasts, I'm not anti-electric. I'm anti-self-driving car when you don't know what the fuck it takes to make it.
Me too, man. Self-driving, man, I think it's going to take a long time. Before
if it takes a long time, that's one thing. If it's in the next 5-10 years, fuck that.
It's not there.
So what's going to happen first? Me being in a self-driving car, or me being able to drive because of fixing my vision?
I think they're both going to come at the same time.
I know, that's what I've been thinking too.
I really hope it's you being able to drive.
Actually, you know what? Even regardless, like even if a self-driving car comes, like I was saying to you before, I would still do something to fix my vision. Like if I can't, if I can see better, why the fuck?
I think for them to be able to have a self-driving car, I think they would need the technology to be able to fix your eyes for the camera sensors. I think it needs, like, imagine a self-driving car and all the ice we have in the winter, our winter, snowstorm. Everything is white and you can't see anything. Yeah, you could say infrared, but imagine like infrared and your clothes are cold. You might be hot, but your clothes are fucking cold.
They could still detect that.
No, but guys, like if that's the case, all the cars cannot be white, and all the cars needs to know there's snow, so it's white. It's white, So they gotta have to have sensors to recognize that.
You sure? Because so
I'm not sure, but I'm just
saying you have another car in front of them. That car is warm. It's got a battery. It's running. A person walks right behind that car. Now the infrared is gone. The camera can't differentiate because of all the snow and everything.
Nobody can wear white anymore. Everybody's got to.
Well, what about your skin color, my friend?
But my clothes got to be different color. We're gonna have to adjust to.
We're gonna have to adjust. And I want to know how they plan on fixing black ice.
It's not in the next 5-10 years, man.
Actually,
it might
but
never
they're
fucking
pushing
happen.
it out now, which is what I'm worried about.
But they're pushing a lot of things that never happens. Like I don't see it happening soon. That's for sure, man.
There was a guy there was a think tank that said they did a study and they predict that in 7 years there will be no more car dealers. 7 years.
I don't know about 7.
Yeah, I laughed at it. I was like, "Are you fucking crazy? People are still gonna buy cars. Like, what the hell's the matter with you?"
I think he means maybe they're gonna go the way of Tesla.
No, he said like gone. No one's gonna buy cars because of ride sharing and public transportation.
Oh yeah,
like
no, I don't think so. Yeah. I don't think so.
They were like, we're adamant this is gonna be right.
That's like saying people are not gonna be buying, their own place or apartments are not gonna exist because everybody's gonna be sharing.
Yeah,
I just don't see that.
I'm still driving alone in my car every morning. Bro.
Yeah, me too.
That's not gonna.
If I have to get a permit,
drive me, bro.
If you were in the way,
I'm gonna say this: if self-driving cars come within the next 10 years and that's the only thing I can buy, I'm going to motorcycles. I'm already planning on getting the motorcycle license just because I'm not getting in those cars.
Oh, wait till the self-driving motorcycles.
It wouldn't be feasible, man. You have to put your feet down and everything. It just wouldn't be feasible.
I don't know, man.
It would tell you to put your feet down. It tells you
happening.
when to put your feet down.
I really don't see that happening in 10 years, man. I think we're very far.
That's
Actually,
why
no.
those things are being pushed out very quickly.
I
They're
think
designing them now.
within 10 years there will be self-drive. I think even 5.
I think
Once the
even five-
podcast
Not
over,
all
I
of
will
them.
put a reminder in my calendar in 10 years.
Do it.
What I'm trying to get
talk
people
about this. We'll see if there's fucking
what I'm
self-driving
trying to
cars,
get people to understand is
September
like, don't just think it's a great idea.
2027.
Look fucking into it. The guys who invented that or that bracelet that shows your phone screen there, everyone gave money to that. You know that it doesn't actually work because if you looked into it even before you put money, you would realize that light doesn't work like that. What happens with different color skins? What happens if you're wearing clothing? And what actually happened is it didn't fucking work when it came out. It just didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It was a giant fucking thing that was a projector that you put on a wall and you couldn't see it in bright
Yeah, no,
daylight.
like
Well-
if they're gonna go out with self-driving car, they're probably gonna start like with a CD, then with they're probably gonna try to do it small first, see if it works, then expand it.
Well, yeah, that's how it's going to be. When I say the self-driving cars will be on the road in 5 years, I don't mean every single
it's not gonna be a
person.
crash,
I'm saying
like,
they're
boom,
going to
boom.
be on the. You're going to see them on the road.
Yeah,
you're
like-
going to see that.
I think you will see them on the road, but even whether it's everyone having a self-driving car or one car has to work as if there's no other cars on the road, or if there's everyone who's
Guys,
self-driving.
what a time we're going to be in our lifetime. We will see.
Oh,
something.
know, I
you know
know.
what's gonna
Like
happen?
1989, I remember. Okay, actually, 1990, I remember renting Total Recall, and when they had the taxi, the
Yeah.
self-driving taxi, like it's like,
Yeah.
man, that's fucked up, you know. But it's like, man, we're approaching this shit, you know what I mean?
Best security system in the world, man.
Just think about this, man. Your phone, after a couple of years, it gets really fucking slow. Imagine a car after a couple of years with all the updates. Or what if it's updating and then it fails?
But you know what's gonna happen, man? There's 3 lanes. One lane sometimes it's for commute and electric car.
Oh,
so
yeah.
now there's gonna be more
might do
self-driving
that.
cars gonna be in one lane. So we're all gonna be stuck in that fucking right lane, man. The right lane's gonna take 6 hours to get to work.
No, it won't. I'll tell you why.
Fucking
Because if
shit.
everyone stays in one lane, traffic goes faster. And it's safer.
Then I guess.
Yeah,
not.
tell that to fucking England. They got 1-lane highways and they have traffic up the wazoo.
They have one-lane highways?
Yeah,
really?
man.
Shit.
Look it up. Well, I don't know if it's a highway, but
No,
it's a
we're
long
not there,
stretch,
man.
and you
It's-
see that they have ridiculous traffic.
Shit, what was I gonna
Sensors
say?
would need to be on the roads to talk with the car. I man, not 10 years. I'm telling you, we're gonna talk September 2027, man, and it's not gonna be there, man. I'm telling you.
I guarantee
years?
you.
10 years guaranteed, yeah.
Guaranteed.
10 years,
Guaranteed.
really?
If
Yeah,
you think
yeah.
about 10 years ago.
100%.
10 years ago, the first iPhone came out. Everything else was flip phone. Now, what the fuck, dude? Just 10 years, and
Just
it gets
10 years.
exponential within there. In the next 5 years, we're gonna see everything that happened in the last 10.
Look, just think,
Interesting point, but I don't believe it.
think of the internet when it first became commercialized for the home use.
Yeah.
I think it was 93, 92, 93 with CompuServe. I think they were the first ones. Then came America Online and whatever. Now, so it was in its infant stage. From like 93 to 2000, by 2000 people were on DSL.
Yeah, but no, the
And look at how it's like everywhere. Internet is everywhere.
car's
Like,
been around for so long. You're talking about something that's been around for 20 years versus something that's been around for more than 100 years.
No, but you're
But-
talking. It's a change of technology.
No, I
now.
understand that, but to
infrastructure-
change everything, like
infrastructure
we're not ready for that.
well look, when cars came out, they had to implement lights and everything. Like infrastructures get implemented within
Really fast.
When
Yeah.
it's something that when companies have a lot of money, they have a lot of influence with government, and all it takes is for a few politicians to get on board, and then they pass the vote.
It's
and
all
boom.
it takes is a
Our
guy who's
self-driving cars are electronic, like all electric.
they'll be electric,
So
yeah.
I mean, before like the cars we have today, how many company from like the oil industry kills a lot of electronic cars because they wanted the oil business to run?
That was before, but
I know, but
they're
by the
getting
time
into
that
it.
that happens and we're all there, forget about it, man.
Yeah,
It's
but
not gonna happen.
Here's what you got to realize: the oil companies are not just for gas. Like that's what we always think. But where do you think this comes from? It's
Plastic.
I know, plastic, yeah.
You know,
I,
so
Well,
plastic
dude,
is
I
not
get
going
that,
anywhere.
but-
Oil
I mean-
companies are having a very tough time now.
Yeah.
Because
I'm just thinking 10 years, it's too quick.
electric cars are going to be very, very quick. I think the Montreal.
Self-driving,
I
I'm talking.
but self-driving is just technology and
Yeah,
computers. It's just computers discussing with each other. We have satellites. Now, here's the problem I have. There are dead zones in parts of the country where you can't communicate with anybody. What happens with that car then? Yes, it can have an onboard system,
We'll
yada, yada,
figure
yada.
something. I think
and
we'll
then
figure
what
it out.
happens when there's no reception anywhere?
Then that's when you'll have to drive. And that's when
And-
you go in manual mode.
Exactly. Now, if you never
What if you're
fucking
sleeping?
drive, you lose that skill.
Relax, I don't drive. I have the skill.
What if you're sleeping
Soon.
and you don't wake
What
up?
if you're sleeping?
Okay, guys.
That's the thing, man. No one's fucking
It's
thinking
gonna
about
alarm
this.
you. It's gonna wake you up with an alarm.
How does it know you're asleep?
Because it's gonna say. Because when
You're gonna monitor your brainwaves. You're gonna put a hat on in the car.
When you're gonna decide that you're gonna sleep, you're gonna set an alarm.
Yeah, but what if you just pass the fuck out?
All right, we're not there yet. We'll figure this out.
That's what I'm saying.
Switch
There are-
gears.
No, but what if self-driving car will you be able to be drunk and be
I think
driven?
if there's self-driving cars and you're not allowed to drive, yeah, you could be drunk in that fucking car. And if you're not, why? Why is it too dangerous to be drunk in a car that's driving you?
Exactly. That's exactly.
Oh, because then you have to anything can happen at any moment. You have to take over the wheel.
Exactly.
So now you have to put 2 reaction times that you've already
that's what I'm
argued that humans are not good at. So I have to react to the fact that the car isn't doing what I want it to do, and then I have to react to the imminent fucking accident that's gonna happen. That's 2 reaction times that you've just finished arguing that 1 reaction time is too slow for humans.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. 10 years, it's too quick.
You say it, but people push it. The governments push it out faster than fucking like candy bars because they think that it's safer.
And candy bars get pushed out fast.
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 That's what I'm saying. You might want it. You might want to be lazy and I have so much productive time to do fucking absolutely nothing in a car except look at your phone, look into it, and see that if you won't put your firstborn child in there, a 2-month-old in a self-driving car, if the answer is anything other than yes, I'll put them in there, then there's a problem and we have to look further into it. That's all I'm saying.
Agree.
That's all you're
Agree.
saying. Now, before we go, I would like to say something about you guys saw you sent it to me, the trailer of
Fucking Punisher, dude.
I didn't see it.
Oh, you're faggot! I told you.
Have you seen Daredevil season 2?
I haven't seen
come
season
on, man.
1.
Dude,
the
so
only
good.
Daredevil I saw is the one with
fuck that.
with Ben Affleck.
No, that
Okay.
doesn't
Great
count.
movie.
No, no.
So like, watch the first 2 Daredevils are awesome, but the Punisher trailer.
But this is the thing, because Punisher appears in season 2.
Yeah.
And at one point, it's almost like the show could have been called Punisher.
How's the actor though? Because I don't like him from Walking Dead, man.
He's good. I still like him, and I like Thomas Jane equally as
Okay.
Punisher. I really like Thomas Jane's Punisher. For this trailer though, because Netflix usually likes to take like famous like rock songs and put them in the.
Oh, yeah, they used one.
Yeah.
That was good.
So they had one in there, and I knew where it was going right away because Metallica years ago had said, we didn't really plan on doing that machine gun, So I knew it was Punisher, and when they I was like, they're gonna use the machine gun part. Yeah, and they totally did, and it was done so well. You have to watch it. It's
Cool,
like
man.
chilling.
But like, watch his introduction in like.
It's a movie or for a preview for the next season?
Oh, no,
it's
it's
a Punisher season.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, because it's the same actor from that plays in season
Daredevil.
Daredevil,
Okay.
because like there all these Marvel shows on Netflix, they're all interconnected.
But is Daredevil good though? I never watched it.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
But like, just watch Daredevil, and you're gonna fall in love with this Daredevil. Like, he's such a fucking badass. I mean, Daredevil by default is a badass, right? His whole thing
sure.
is like, you're a bad guy. You've done bad things. You're not going to jail. You're dying. Like he's.
No, that's not Daredevil. That's Punisher.
Sorry, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
what I meant. I meant Punisher.
Okay, yeah, Daredevil's good. He's really good actor, really good storyline.
But-
and then Punisher, this one is like he's vicious as fuck, man.
Vicious as fuck. And what's cool in season 2 of Daredevil is there's a bit of a clash because Daredevil doesn't want to kill people, just wants to bring them to justice, whereas the Punisher just wants to kill. And he's got a military background, so he's really good with guns.
So
and-
like, I don't know if you ever
Cool,
saw
man.
the dirty laundry thing for Punisher. If you haven't seen that, I'd be shocked. It was with Thomas Jane, 2012.
Yes,
And
no, I've seen this.
that one was like amazing. That's how I wanted I wanted to see that type of
I
Punisher
played the
movie.
Xbox game like a long time ago, and the kills were amazing.
Watch this trailer, and you're gonna
Yeah.
want to watch everything, dude. It was really
Yeah.
good. So yes, also
Also,
earthquakes aren't caused by climate change, but just saying.
I don't know. When it comes to TV shows, man, I'm not really into like Punisher and shit like this. I like Haters Back Off, Kimmy Schmidt, like
I
shit
just
like that, man.
started watching The Good Place last night. It's amazing.
I like shows that are. Anyways, have you guys
You like comedies?
yeah, comedies, but
Nah.
like comedies that are like black humor comedies. Like either you love that shit or you hate that shit. I don't. That's my jam. When I go home after work, man, I like to watch
Like what?
Haters
Time to
Back
get-
Off. Like Haters Back Off.
Serious. I like a lot of different shows, Ivy.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, me too. I will enjoy the Game of Thrones this world, but anyways, I'll give it a shot.
I think you'll enjoy it. If you like the Marvel movies, you'll like.
Does it take a long time to get into it?
No.
Not Daredevil.
Not Daredevil.
Iron Fist sucked. Luke Cage, I really liked. Jessica Jones,
What
I
about
liked.
the other one that merged everything? Apparently,
Defenders. That took a while to get into.
I enjoyed it right away just because I thought it was. I you know what it was? I felt that it was actually rushed because of only the 8 episodes.
Yeah.
I felt that they could have done 13 episodes and made it better. Because there was times where I felt like, man, the writing seems to have changed a little bit.
It has.
You know, like it's more simple.
Yeah, I watched Jessica Jones. After 3 episodes, I stopped. You know.
I thought it was really good.
Was really good.
But Daredevil's still my favorite. Luke Cage is up there with me as well.
Luke Cage was really good.
Recently, I've been watching How I Met Your Mother.
That I think is actually a very good sitcom.
It's so fun, man. It's so fun.
I just don't like that Barney guy.
Oh my god,
Ruins
he's the
everything.
best.
I like
He's the
Barney.
best,
Ruins
man.
everything.
You know what I like about his character? And I told that to Rosemary because she's the one that started to watch it, and I just jumped in. He's there. He's always there as a character, but he always feels like he's a special guest. You know, like every time you see him, it's like, yeah, you know, I don't know, I fucking like.
I like
that guy,
Brooklyn
man.
Nine-Nine. Started watching that with Erica. Hilarious show. I don't know if you saw the video of like he was climbing a fence, like Armin and AC/DC.
No, I didn't see that.
And he falls. I got that video from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I was like, dude, he's even wearing red.
That's amazing.
Cool.
So yeah. Anyway, I think it's time we
Wrap this up.
Final confession.
You know what? I'll go first. You know, we talk about star rating. I think it's a wonderful thing. And if I can talk to the camera for a second, rate us. You know, like I don't think people share and like us enough. You know, like we said it. You know, the more star you get, the more chances that you will get that drive first. So I think the more people that like and share us,
I don't know, I've been a
the
pretty
more
big
people
piece of
that
shit,
will
so.
fucking see that we exist. You know, what else? Tesla. Okay, sure. But I really want to look into the difference between the Tesla, the Leaf, and the Volkswagen thing.
And there's many others too.
But at the end of the day, I'll have to say, man, star rating, I think it's cool, but we cannot push that too far. At the end of the day, just like and share us, please.
All right, Jono. Final confession.
Well, you guys know where I stand with those rating things.
Left or right?
But I don't know. I don't see an issue with it. I do see the issue of, because I did watch that Black Mirror episode. But I don't know, for this service, I don't think it's that bad. But also, self-driving cars will be around. And this is the first time I actually play with this thing. Like this whole podcast, I think, or at least half of it, I've been...
The ass out position is finished.
Whatever I've been doing, I realized, it clicks at certain positions.
It's the best. Whatever. That was $3 at Walmart, but it was a good investment.
See, I would never buy stuff like this, but I know you're all about these little weird-ass things.
So, for my final confession... I just like to give the other point of view sometimes. People are headstrong about certain things. Like I was about Uber until I realized that there are some bad things about it. When I'm wrong about something, I'm going to say I'm wrong. Self-driving cars, I don't particularly think I'm wrong. I just want you to look at the other side of things where it can go wrong and really think, do you really want this out next year? That's all I'm going to say for that. And I think I'm forgetting to say something. Not exactly sure.
Yeah, those 2 words.
Ah, yes, the 2 words. I think it goes a little bit like, see ya!
Who's the motherfucker? Say
Motherfucker!
Yeah!
All right. Brought to you by
Dilligaff.